Hello viewers, welcome to Quarterdeck. We have Dr. Rao with us, who is the Director of CMFRI here in Kochi. Welcome to our show, Doctor.
Yeah.
A brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah. I am Director CMFRI since 2 years. Before joining the Director, I am the Scientist in charge of CMFRI at Regional Center of Visakhapatnam. And I joined the ICR service 1976. I have completed 33 years of service in CMFRI. So I am before that principal scientist here. I worked on different areas like mariculture, pearl culture, clam culture, edible oyster culture, and also on capture fisheries. Some of them already we have published most of the information.
Can you tell us more about CMFRI and its functions?
Yeah, CMFRI is one of the oldest institute in India, in fact in the Asia. And it is one of the fourth largest institute in ICR system. It was established in 1947, and originally it was established at Mandapam camp, and in 1971 the institute's headquarters was shifted to Cochin. And since then it has been growing, and we have our own building over the last 25 years, and we have 10 research and regional centers spread over all the states, and apart from that we have about 15 small field units to collect the fishery biology data, fishery resources data. They are spread over all over the Indian coast. I think every 300 through 400 kilometers we have one station.
How important or how significant is the marine research in India?
Yeah, marine research in India is one of the oldest. When compared to the world scenario, we started the marine fisheries research quite early, way back before even 1947. And mostly in the beginning we are doing on the capture work, that is how the fish management, fishery biology, what is the fish identification and all those things. And gradually we shape it to statistics, national collection of data collection of fisheries statistics also we have done. Until 1971, it was under Government of India. We are the official provider of fishery statistics to the Government of India. And now also we are doing regularly. Now the current the production of marine fish in India is about 3.2 million tons now. And it has reached from say 50,000 in 1950s. So it has grown almost by 6 times in the last 50 years. And now we have been conducting the census also for the last say 20-25 years. First census we conducted in 1980, second census in 2005, and one more fishery census is going on right now.
Marine pollution can really be harmful for the marine research or for the marine, basically for the fish. So do you think marine pollution is really high in Indian waters?
Yeah, not exactly. In Indian waters, marine pollution is there all over the world. It is not only restricted to India, and so many ships are coming from other countries. They cause the pollution and all this. But it is a part of the development. So, but we have to keep them under control. Constantly we have to monitor what are the levels. And not apart from the organic pollution also is there. Then algal blooms are there. These are all several types of pollutants. We have to be kept always under monitoring, and steps should be taken immediately to rectify any damage that may take.
What are the main advantages of having a CMFRI in India?
Yeah, CMFRI in India is a premier research institute dedicated to the marine fisheries. The basic thing is we are the nodal organization who are carrying out research, monitoring the data, monitoring the catches, monitoring all the biological parameters of all the species of fish, and we are conducting the stock assessment. That means that is very essential for the management of fisheries, and we conduct the stock assessment based on the catch that lands on in the different harbors, and we take the day-to-day parameters like length, weight, gonads, food and feeding and all. Based on these things, we come to the conclusion of the stock assessment. What is the health of the stocks? What is the size of the fish that is coming? Is it harmful to us? If so, what are the measures we have to take to conserve them? So, and then we give you a brief, a policy brief, because state government is the nodal organization that is to manage the fisheries. So we are here to give them a brief, policy brief, and we started giving policy briefs to different states for the better management of fisheries. CMFRI is very essential, and we are one of the leading institute in the world in the fishery management.
What are some of the challenges that CMFRI faces?
Yeah, over a period we have developed the fishery statistics collection. That is, not statistics doesn't mean only the statistics. Biology, different species, we cover a spectrum of around 86 species into our day-to-day monitoring of the catches and their health of the fish and their landing status and their size and what is the biologically compatibility. So there are different species interactions. So one species will take over, sometimes one species will dominate, and what are the reasons? We constantly monitor and advise the state governments. And apart from that, we have started the mariculture for the last 30 years. We have taken up a mariculture, but those days when we started the mariculture around the early 80s, there was no dearth of fish in India. So we concentrated mostly on the shellfish like lobsters, clams, oysters, edible pearl oysters, then echinoderms. These are the things, but although they are not much edible in India, in the world that is one of the premier species consumed in all rest of the world. That's why we have developed all the larval rearing and seed production technologies. And the demand for the marine fish has increased in the last 10 years, and we have focused our attention on the fish, and we are going ahead with the mariculture, that is the cage culture. The cage culture is one of the most important research work we have taken up, and already countries like Norway and Southeast Asian countries, they are far advanced. And unfortunately, we don't have the very calm and quiet base in India, so that is why we took a lot of time, because all our seas are very rough, and to mooring techniques and all things we had to develop. And we started the cage culture work very seriously in 2007 with the help of Ministry of Agriculture, and we are able to standardize the design. We are able to standardize several other parameters like net exchange and fouling control and mooring techniques and net design. Entire cage design we have developed in 3 years. Now we are having the cages demonstrations at around 14 places in India all along the coast, and we are able to produce very good production that includes the sea bass, mullets, chanos and so many other varieties also we are trying. And apart from that, in India there is no the production of seed in marine fish. For the first time we have achieved the breakthrough of breeding the cobia. This opens up a new horizons in mariculture.
With over 7,000 kilometers of coastline that India has, do you think there's more need for marine research in India?
Yes, we have the 8,100 kilometers of coastline and different cultures, different ecosystems to manage all the fisheries, and we have to help the different states, because we need the centers all along the different places, because these are all different areas and where the environment is different, to monitor the environmental parameters, to monitor the catches, to monitor the species, and to advise the states, local states. We need to do research all along the coast through 10 different centers.
Does your research help the local fishermen in their catch?
Yes, we have been monitoring, and we are the nodal agency for giving advice to even to the central government regarding the implementation of trawl ban and what is the total available stock in India for the fishable stocks. These are all certain advices we give, and we have helped the fishermen in their livelihood issues, and we conduct research on livelihood also.
Your major project, one of your major projects is the open sea fish farm, fish breeding. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, open sea cage farming is a novel project we have taken up 3 years back. Now we achieved a very good progress, like sea bass, then lobsters, mullets, and several other polyculture, different mixed culture of the fish also we are trying, and we are all different places. and we face the problem of the social engineering. That is, the fishermen themselves, many times they are not very cooperative, but we are trying to rope them in, and many places we are very successful. We are trying to educate them by our own different media and try to educate them the conservation of fish. That is, we have to follow the world practice of conservation of the fish. That is CCF, that is revisiting the CCF. CCF is the conservation of the fish per the world norms. And these are all several things. We educate the fishermen and we go with them, we work with them, and we go into the sea also with them, and we try to educate them what is the need for conservation and why we should not catch the young ones, juveniles, and why we should not catch the brooders. So these are some of the matters where we have given, and we try to educate. We conduct mass contact programs through videos, through radio, and through TVs, and all things we propagate them.
Can you tell us some more of your major projects apart from the open sea?
Apart from the open sea mariculture, another thing is breeding of the fish. That is very challenging. In the whole world you take it, there are only 5-6 fish were bred in the whole of the world. And out of this, the present cobia, rachysantron, that is one of the most successful fish, and that is one of the most having the cultivable qualities. That means it reaches 4 to 6 kg in 1 year. That means 2 to 3 kg in 6 months. That is the fastest and the best available fish in the world. And every country is trying to develop the breeding technologies. And we have also joined that club recently. We produced the seedlings of that fish. And now we are going for the cage culture of cobia also. So in future we want to supply the early larvae to all the hatcheries, private hatcheries and major organizations, and try to develop the cage culture and pond culture in all parts of India. And apart from this cage culture, and we have apart from the cage culture and the cobia, and we have developed a green mussel extract that is called GME. GME, only in the world New Zealand is producing that GME, GLME, they call it green lipped mussel extract. We also have developed the technology, and now we are able to produce them in large quantities, and now we are freely distributing them to different agencies. That is mainly meant for rheumatic arthritis of human beings. That is one of the major problem in India also, and millions suffer from this, and we have come out with this indigenously, that is a substitute for the import from New Zealand, and New Zealand product cost about 30 rupees, our product cost only 10 rupees. This way we are able to help the health of the people of India also. Recently we have introduced this product, and we have a lot of prospects, and where that is green mussel all along the west coast, particularly from Kerala, Karnataka and Maharashtra, we can grow large number of green mussels, tons and tons, and that can be extracted, GME can be extracted and can be marketed in their partnership with state governments, fishermen and CMFRI.